495k, and I don't even have that increased attack. Welcome everyone, this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. We have the 10x going on Valkanen, which is the young Battle Khazar, and we gotta say, a lot of hype was built around this champion. He seems pretty interesting, and guess what? My clanmate Dakio actually managed to pull the champion, so big shout out to him. We're actually on his account right now, and we're gonna do a champion spotlight on this bad boy and see if he's really worth all this hype or not. He does look pretty sick as a champion all around. Pretty decent base stats. His attack is actually not too bad. 1531. Definitely pretty good considering what nasty multipliers he has. The rest of the stats are okay. Decent defense. The HP is a bit low in my opinion for a Void Legendary. And of course, we have 15 crit rate, basic on there, 63 crit damage, 30 resistance, 10 accuracy, 96 speed, so he's not extremely fast. But when we are talking about skills, multipliers, on this one right here, he does have a pretty solid multiplier. So we actually have a 3.6 attack multiplier on the A1. We have a 4.2 attack on the A2. Plus, of course, is gonna increase the more debuffs on the target. You can see a 0.1 for each debuff count. And then for the secret skill, which is the Malice Unleashed, we have a 7.5 attack. This is one of the highest multipliers on any single target hit champions in the entire game. Plus, this ignores defense too. It's just absolutely nuts. So with the A1 attacks one enemy, the attack ignores shield buffs. Has a 60% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs on the target by one turn. Also, fully booked, has a 100% chance of applying a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies under a hex debuff. With the A2, Hex of Blades, attacks all enemies. This attack deals single target damage to each target individually rather than AoE damage. So this right here screams Hydra. This right here screams counter Duchess's passive, for example, because it's not gonna count as an AoE attack. So it's coded to count as a single target hits, for example. So this will kind of like negate some of the damage mitigation. Before attacking, has a 100% chance of placing a hex debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Will ignore 20% of each enemy's resistance for each dead ally. Damage of this skill increases by 10 for each debuff on each enemy. And I know what you guys are thinking. Skratch, all these skills so far just scream bah, ship to me, right? And I don't disagree on that, but I feel like we can play this champion a bit around now. We can drop the accuracy completely on him and don't really rely on it, you know? The A3, that's bargain. So this one is a bit of an awkward skill. So targets one ally. So basically you're gonna kill one of your allies. And if the ally is alive when you are targeting that champion to kill him, kills them and unlocks a secret skill, Malice Unleashed. Also places a weakened debuff for 2 turns and True Fear on all enemies. These debuffs cannot be resisted or blocked, then fills this champion's turn meter by 75%. Now, this one right here, it is indeed a danger to polymorph. A massive danger actually, because you cannot... they cannot resist or block the debuffs, right? And because of it, we don't need accuracy on the champion. And they're going to be able to debuff us, basically, to land the polymorph. Now, if you're not attacking targets that have 6-star polymorph, you might get away with a bit of resistance on your champion. So keep that in mind when you are looking at substats. Maybe you are going to be able to get 200 plus resistance on the champion if you're extremely endgame and you're looking to build this bad boy for extreme content, you know? Then, the second option. If you're targeting an ally that is already dead, heals this champion by 50% of the dead allies' HP max HP. If all allies are dead, also unlocks the secret skill Malice Unleashed. So for example, if you will have all your allies dead, you're gonna wanna target a champion like Duchess, a champion like, I don't know, Marichka, or a champion that has a very high HP to get a massive shield on him and to get a massive heal, you know? Because that will allow you to stay alive, maybe. If no, you're pretty much dead meat if you're gonna target, for example, another nuker. So keep an eye on that. The value of the shield is equal to any surplus heal. If this champion already has a shield buff, the value of the shield is increased by any surplus heal, then fills this champion's turn meter by 75%. And the damage based on enemy max HP. But you're not really going to deal damage on an enemy, you're basically doing it on your own allies. Then, Malice Unleashed attacks one enemy before attacking, steals all buffs from the target. This effect cannot be resisted. And some of you guys are like, can this steal Stone Skin? Yes, it can, but it's a 50% chance to remove Stone Skin. And that's because that's how Stone Skin works. It has a 50% chance to be removed or not. So unlike Georgid or Eilil, this skill doesn't ignore Stone Skin. If this would ignore Stone Skin, it would be absolutely nuts, okay? If the target has attack equal to or higher than this champion's attack, which most probably will be the Nukers, this attack gains a bonus damage multiplier equal to the target's attack, not applicable to bosses. So basically, if you're gonna attack a champion that has a 7k attack while Valkanen has 6k attack, he's gonna deal his damage and then he's gonna gain an extra bonus damage multiplier, which is gonna be based on the target's attack. If the target's attack is less than this champion's attack, this champion will ignore 15% of the target's defense. That's what you want to get, basically. Duchess, all the tanky champions, Siphi, Nakrits, etc, etc, Pythians, UDKs will have less attack than him, so you're gonna ignore 50% of the target's defense on them. This attack will also ignore block damage, unkillable, shield and ally protection buffs. So basically, all the champions that will try to negate your damage in a way or another will be pretty much gone. So no unkillable for Georgid, no unkillable for Lorius, for Skull Crowns, no block damage from Helicat, for example, no ally protection or shield from Nakret. But of course, you're not ignoring strengthen buffs. And anyway, with the multipliers that this skill has, strengthen is not going to stand a chance. Places a block revive buff, debuff if the target is killed. So basically, you're putting block revive on the enemies. And this is not something that requires accuracy, by the way. Then you have this passive, places a shield buff on this champion each time an ally or an enemy champion dies. The value of the shield buff is equal to 50% of the dead champion's max HP. The shield buff cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred. If the champion is already under a shield buff, the value of the shield is increased by 50% of the dead champion's max HP. It doesn't work on a boss or minions. And whenever an enemy hits this champion while they are under a shield buff, places a random debuff on the attacking enemy. True Fear, Freeze, Provoke, Petrification, Sleep, and Stun debuff are placed for 1 turn, and any other debuff is placed for 2 turns. Will ignore 20% of enemy resistance for each dead ally. Cannot place boss exclusive debuffs, ship, or smite debuffs. Look at this list. Basically, it has a chance to randomly land one of these debuffs, which is pretty crazy. And you have a speed aura for arena, 30%. This will be the 4th or 5th best aura for arena in the entire game. When we are talking about a blessing, most probably I would go either with a Soul Rip, either with a Phantom Touch, but I do have a bit of an issue. I'm not sure if the enemy gets killed by the blessing, if the block revive will actually count on it. So that might actually mess up your block revive on the enemy, you know. So I'm pretty confused right now. You know, I don't know what to say actually, because I'm not able to try it out to guarantee that the block revive is gonna be spot on with it or no. So it's a bit harder to do a call out right now, but that's something that we're gonna have to check later on. Now I know this was a massive wall of text, a lot of skills. Now we have him built on a Savage and a crit damage set. Pretty good stats all around. We have 6.9k attack, almost 214 speed, full crit rate, 250 crit damage. Very low accuracy. The resistance is almost at 200. Now, if we're gonna glyph a bit of resistance here and there, we might actually get away with what we want to do, you know, like to ensure that we're gonna dodge some polymorph every now and then. Masteries, we have offense and defense 3 guys, Hand Smasher as tier 6. Pretty typical masteries for a nuker. So as usual, we're gonna check the damage on stage 23, guys. Now I'm bringing Marichka in here just because I want to kill her with him to get all that massive shield, so you guys see how it works out. So basically, we're gonna have defense down, weaken, all the good things. Check this out. So Marichka, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so she actually put a shield, but like this, we're gonna increase the value of shield, so that's fine. Not a problem whatsoever. I wanted to change the speed, and I clicked on auto from mistake. So basically, there we go, guys. There we go. So we're gonna use this skill first. So we're gonna kill an ally. Check out his shield, and there we go. We're gonna kill Marichka. Look at the shield. Got much, much better. We got enough thermometer to overlap the rest of my team, actually. And right now, I'm able to go with this skill and hit an enemy extremely hard. Check this out. Okay. And we're going to attack somebody that will have less attack. Pretty much everyone should have less attack, actually. Hopefully, you know. So let's go and hit that renegade. Whoa, 416k. 416k, guys. My god, have you seen that? 416k. That damage is just crazy. And now we should be able to actually go in and use the other skill, which is the A2, and get some pretty good damage. Now, right now, I have this available again because we rotated enough, and I can actually do it again and unlock the secret skill. So I blocked the revive on that renegade, but just because we want to check the damage, we're actually going to use the A2, and we have 3 debuffs on each one of the targets. We have defense down and weaken, and this has very good multipliers already. So let's check the damage. And we landed Hex 2. Bang! Go down, everybody. So I can confirm the champion is actually solid. Nice animations too. So definitely a champion that should come on my account as well. Hopefully, please. Like, why not? You know, make it happen. Love the animations though. Are pretty sick. Let's check the A1 as well. So let's see what do we have here. Now I'm gonna use this again, because why not? Let's kill that Marichka again. Look at that. Massive shield, guys. And now I already have this skill available again, so I can block revive on whoever I want. I don't even have increased attack right now, okay? So keep that in mind. And let's do it. 495k, and I don't even have that increased attack. Indeed, was a different target, was not Renegade, but my god, the numbers are just nuts, man. The damage is crazy. Jesus. Can we get this champion on my account as well, please? I know he's gonna get polymorph non-stop, but you know what? I love seeing this crazy damage. I just love it. Look at that. 145k with the A1. Very solid. But you know what? Let's move over to Arena. Now we're in Platinum Arena, guys, so we're gonna be able to find some decent teams to test the champion out. And the thing is in the next way. You've seen the damage was absolutely crazy. I love the damage. It's wow. It's very impressive compared to any other champion in the game. Now, the problem is a lot of polymorph everywhere, and those debuffs cannot be resisted from the secret skill, and we're gonna get polymorphed, you know. So it's not even the secret skill, it's the A3, so when we're attempting to unlock the secret skill. So we're gonna be able to try quite a few different teams in here. I see we have one Leorius and Gottfried. This will put block damage, will put unkillable, so let's actually test this team first, then we're gonna look for something a bit more serious. Now, Leorius, for example, will put unkillable on himself. I'm curious to see if we are ignoring that unkillable while we are doing the damage, or it needs to be on and only after we're going to be able to ignore it, for example. So let's just kill that Yumeko, because we want to keep Necrot alive. You see, we have all these debuffs that land. This is very dangerous, because this can get you polymorphed. So let's actually go and try to deal some damage on Pythian, because we want to test that on Leorius. You see, we've got the block damage from the passive right there, and now we should have the secret skill available, and I want to use it on Leorius, right? So let's see. Okay, so we ignore the unkillable that's about to drop. Now we block the revive on that Leorius. So job done. Now we can revive that Yumeko again, and once we're gonna get the skill available to do it again, we're gonna be able to unlock the secret skill another time. So that was pretty good damage on Duchess there. The thing is, his A1, his A2 doesn't ignore defense, guys, okay? So do not expect to see anything crazy like Baron or Georgid, because you're gonna see something more similar like Twanda, for example, or other champions that are in that group that don't ignore defense. We're gonna kill that Yumeko again. I know she doesn't love us anymore, but you know what? That's fine. That's absolutely fine. And now we're gonna be able to do that. Still all the buffs. Block the revive on that Duchess, and now we're gonna go in with an ally attack on this Pythian who has polymorph, right? And let's see, are we gonna become a ship? No. So we got resisted. We don't have enough accuracy to steal the buffs from him, right? I think he steals buffs with the A1 if I'm not mistaken, or does something like that. I might be wrong. He doesn't steal them. He does something else, but I forgot exactly what he does with the A1. I know that you get a chance to get polymorph. Maybe it's just the chance to transfer the transfer the debuffs actually. So my bad on that. AoE attack, decent damage, but this is not a very, very tanky team. So I wouldn't say that we're about to smash enemies with the A2. But the A3 unlocking the secret skill is just so damn nasty, guys. Very, very nasty. Lots of polymorph in here. We do have a Harima that kind of like negates our secret skill, you know. But I have a feeling that we're gonna be able to melt her without a problem. You know what? Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go against this team. Then we're gonna find UDK teams. That's kind of like the next thing that we wanna see. Okay, so let's put that increase attack, and we're gonna do the exact same thing, you know. Kill my Yumeko because I wanna keep the reviver up. I wanna keep Necret up to protect him a bit, you know. So that made fear, and because that Duchess has stone skin, and I think she was the 6-star polymorph, we escaped with it. And right now we're gonna A1 that Sifi. Okay, so that's the debuff spread with the A1. Okay, my bad. I knew that he was doing something that gives you a chance to get polymorph with the A1, but I kind of forgot what was the thing, you know? And right now I want to do this on Yumeko. Now, the good thing is that he puts the weaken, which will help you quite a bit. I'm pretty convinced that we're gonna smash that regardless, you know? Oh, yeah. 114k, like, she's not going to survive that, you know? Even with her passive, kind of like reducing the ignore defense damage, we're still gonna melt her like there's no tomorrow. Now UDK is an issue. If you have Harima and UDK in the same team, what's gonna happen is UDKs are pretty tanky usually, so you will have a chance to don't kill it, to don't kill that UDK because Harima is in the team. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the polymorph happened. We should have the secret skill unlocked though. Now, because we turned into a sheep, that might actually kind of like cancel our secret skill that we unlocked. So let's actually check that out. Okay. We got petrified. At first, I was petrified. And we got sleep. And seems like we're gonna lose our champion there, but we don't have the revive available just yet. We're gonna wait another second. Just another second. The good thing is that we killed their DPS, you know. We blocked the revive on their DPS and it's game over. They're not going to be able to do anything whatsoever. Such a shame that this champion gets polymorph like crazy, man. Such a shame, actually. It's actually disappointing knowing that. We cannot put the increase attack, but we're gonna do that on him right now to make sure we're keeping him alive. And let's use that skill. You see, the damage is very underwhelming. We didn't have increase attack, but we don't ignore defense. They have a lot of buffs in there, so it's gonna be kind of like the same situation with the champions like Tranda and the rest, that in this meta, they're just weak sauce, basically, you know. Unfortunately, they're just weak sauce. He actually dealt better damage with the A1, but we do have increased attack now. So let's see. Oh, we got polymorphed again. So this fight is gonna go on and on again. On and on and on and on and on, but we're gonna back out of here because it's gonna take us a while to kill them with this polymorph. A shame. He's another bad champion, you know. This one right here, lots of polymorph, so I'm not even gonna attempt to go against him. I do want to find a team with UDK where maybe they don't have so much polymorph. I know they're gonna have polymorph. All the top accounts will have polymorph, so it's gonna be a bit different. But I'm gonna go against this team right here. It's pretty nasty. They do have a Rotos in there, so that kind of like puts me in a bad spot because I'm not gonna be able to kill Rotos with the champion because they're just single hits. But you know what? I still want to give it a go and find out what's going to happen. So they all have stone skin. Perfect example. I'm loving it. So much stone skin everywhere. Rotos, stop taking extra turns, dude. So right now, look, what I want to show you. If I'm not mistaken from what I've seen before, if I'm targeting a different champion and UDK is still there, so he's gonna attempt to steal the buffs from a different champion and not from UDK. And that kind of like pretty much messes up all his damage. Let's see. Yeah, you see, he's stealing the buffs from him, but the damage goes on to UDK. So you want to make sure 100% that you are targeting UDK. Because if you want the champion to kill somebody, to deal damage, it needs to be UDK 100%, man. Because if no, you're basically wasting the skill. You are stealing the buffs from a different champion, but you're not actually gonna do the work on the champions that really matter, you know? And there we go. A1 went to UDK as well because it's not much that we can do about it. And that Rotos might slam our Duchess right now, so I'm a bit worried. Oh no! He's going for Valkanen. Extra turn, no! Extra turn, no! Extra turn, no! We are out of here. Goodbye. Let's try to find a different team where maybe Rotos is not gonna be in there to mess us up and gain 1,000 extra turns. And we found the best team right here. UDK and Harima. They do have a bit of polymorph, but not too much. So, you know, I don't like fighting on this gold circle. It doesn't look as cool as the platinum one. But that's fine. Let's actually see what we can do with the champion. So you want to target UDK, right? That's something that we established. We want to go on UDK whenever we are in this situation. So let's see. Harima on. Oh, we almost kill him. 65k HP. Now this is not a very tanky UDK, but the damage, and we stole all the buffs, is nice. We actually have Stone Skin on him now, so that will keep him alive regardless, you know, so that's pretty good. But how you've seen, guys, is pretty dangerous, man. It's a dangerous thing to do. Let's see. A1. Okay, we killed him. Dealt decent damage on Harima. Now the A2 is gonna be weak sauce. The A2 is actually weak sauce, and that kind of like puts him in a bad spot because you don't have enough damage to do the cleanup, you know. We landed a Hex. We killed that Harima, but she had 13k HP left, so that's not a lot of juice, you know. He's gonna target to kill who? The highest HP? Is that what he's doing? Okay, he went for Necrot. Probably he's the highest HP. Block revive, juicy. And now we have one target, which is not a threat. I like that the block revive. The damage is pretty crazy, but unfortunately, it's just too much polymorph involved in here, you know. And it's a shame that Platinum builds the champions in this way to have them polymorphed non-stop, basically, you know. And I do want to try another team that has UDK in. I've done quite a few fights, guys, and some of them were pretty fun, but you know what? I'm not going to keep them all in because this video is going to be very, very long, and we did have losses on them because of things that happen with the champion. I might keep them in, I might do some edits on it, but I'm not promising you anything just yet. So this right here is going to be a bit of a nasty one because Duchess has the blessing on, right? That drops the HP when we revive. So let's log them. Let's put that up. And let's do that. And right now, we're going to be able to just go in with the 8-3 on the UDK and see what's going to happen. Stole all the buffs. We melted him down. We have that 2-turn Stone Skin on the champion now, which is great. Because he's going to be alive. So if a Taras would dare to come and bother us, my god, it's not going to go good for him. Now, the A1, the A2, they don't feel that great. Honestly, they don't feel that great in my opinion. So let's see what we're getting here. Maybe we have that skill available again. It really depends if the Masteries procced and we got the cooldown on. We actually didn't. So let's see the AoE. They have strength and shield defense up. I wouldn't expect to see any damage, honestly. And I don't have increased attack either. So yeah, 15k, very, very weak damage with the A2 now. But then we didn't have increased defense, and you know how it goes. I wasn't expecting him to hit hard with that skill because we don't ignore defense. The multipliers are good though. So A1, okay, debuff spread. Don't get me polymorph like that too, because that's dangerous. We don't want that to happen. Now, luckily, that Duchess doesn't have polymorph on. So now, we're gonna be able to go in and use that skill again. Bang. And we got polymorph. No! No. Again, we got polymorph, guys. You see, that's the problem with the champion, man. And I'm gonna end it here with Arena. I'm not gonna do another fight because it's nasty. You're just getting polymorph too freaking often, man. It's just too crazy. The damage is absolutely nuts. But then, so is the ship. is even crazier. Let's move over to Hydra and see what we can do with the champion there. Now, we got a lot of champions that will deal a lot of debuffs, and we want to see how his A2 performs. I really think he is meant to do some serious work in the Hydra clan boss. We have the hacks, the debuff spread, a lot of other things that should allow us to do some nice damage in here. On top of that, he kind of like negates all the passives from the Hydra heads that basically reduce the AoE damage with the A2. I feel like that's why they designed the skill like that. But then you have the speed aura only for Arena, and you're like, okay, what are they trying to do? Arena or Hydra or campaign farmer or what exactly? I have Grazur in the team because he's gonna bring enemy max HP damage, the provoke, and he's one of the newish champions that were added to the game, and I want to see how their damage compares. Let's jump into it. We are on Brutal at the moment. Not sure if I actually mentioned that. And we're going to start by buffing. We're going to start by buffing first, just to make sure we're spreading the debuffs with her on everybody. Let's put all the rest of the things in here. Let's buff with increased attack to have all that up and running. Let's put a provoke. Okay, so we have a lot of debuffs, guys. We have a lot of debuffs. Now, I'm not going to attack with this just yet because I want to use the A2 on Lady Kimi. So right now, I'm just going to go with the A1 and let's see. 127k and we had the debuff spread. Let's put more debuffs on the enemies. Look at that. 6 debuffs at minimum. Right, let's buff again. Because why not? Let's try to put even more debuffs on whoever this goes. And we have a lot of debuffs, right? A lot of debuffs. I want to see what sort of damage we're going to get with him on here. Is it his turn yet? Not yet, okay. Okay, first the enemy max HP. So at the moment we have 421k damage. The enemy max HP comes in and deals 1 million damage, okay? So basically we got 1 million damage. 1,020,000 or something like that. Then we have him coming in with his A2. Let's see what damage we're getting from here. We are currently at 147. So let's see. We put a hex and... Oof. 1.3 million damage. So we actually do more damage than the enemy max HP. Which is definitely very, very nasty. Now on top of it, he brings the hex. He brings in a lot of other things, but of course you do need to have a lot of debuffs on the Hydra heads, and most likely, for the majority of the time, you're gonna have a lot of debuffs on the Hydra heads, right? It's not something that is gonna keep you off. You're gonna have that going pretty much all the time. I wish I would have another provoke in here to keep that head provoked, but unfortunately we're not gonna have that on. And I do want to try another thing. Look at that. My god, we lost all those buffs that he had. So freaking crazy, right? Let's do that. And hopefully we're going to be able to do this, because we don't want to have so many buffs on the rest of the champions there. So let's try to remove some, put the defense down and weaken. And right now, I want to use his other skill. So I want to kill somebody. I want to kill somebody like him, for example. Oh no! What a stupid thing I've done. I just had him provoked. But okay, that's fine. That's fine. Because he's just gonna heal somebody. We're gonna attack a different target. So we can actually just target directly the head of Decay, for example, with his secret skill and see what damage we're getting. Because I'm very curious. I don't know if I have increased attack, but I'm gonna want to make sure I'm putting it on. So right now, we can go with this skill and attack the head of Decay and see the damage. 306k, so it's not that bad. I feel like on a decapitated head it's gonna do way more than that, but still is a fairly impressive damage. So I'm not gonna do an entire run, guys. How I mentioned, I just wanted to kind of like compare a bit the damage and show you how it went in. I'm gonna end the battle, and then I'm not gonna hold the key just to kind of like check it out. So Grazur 1.2 million damage, Valkanen 1.7 million damage. Pretty impressive for Hydra, actually. The damage is nice if you're building a team around him to have a lot of debuffs and things. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of the new champion? You think he's worth it, all the hype? He's definitely a pretty interesting champion all around. I would like him on my account, honestly, regardless of all that polymorph nonsense, because that damage is just nuts. But appreciate all of you guys watching. Big shout out to Dakio again. Much love, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.